Greetings. Today, I want to speak to you concerning the secret and power of remembrance. What it really means to remember who you are and the power in knowing who you are and how this knowing will always be a secret. And the reason why it is a secret, because it's only you alone will have the experience, have the understanding of it. So it's only you alone would know that it works, and you would know how it works, because you discover that in you is a power, and that power is to remove every form of amnesia. You see, you're born in this world in a state of forgetfulness. You forget who you are. And the reason why you forget who you are, it is because the only way you can come into this human experience is through death. And that death is a transmutation. That death is a metamorphosis. That is you changing from one dimension into another dimension. And so, with the experience of death in the spiritual realm, you forget who you are. And so you come into this human experience in that state of forgetfulness, and you're seeking to know who you are. You're asking yourself the question, who am I? So the universal question of life would always be, who am I? And when the answer comes, it must always be, I am. I am that I am. Which is to say, I am whatsoever I believe myself to be. For as a man thinketh in his heart, the heart is speaking of his subconscious mind. As he thinks in the invisible, so shall it be established in the visible world. So your whole life and what you're seeking for is remembrance. You have lost everything to have this experience, but you can gain everything if you remember. Because once you remember, then you will know how to operate the power, and then you will rise above the laws of Caesar, because the laws that you allow to govern you, they are greater. They are before any other law. They are infinite. They are immutable. No one can change them. Like, for example, you cannot plant pumpkin and reap watermelon. It could never happen. And so, there's no one in this world who can tell me of one thing that they remember when they were 3 days old, or something they remember when they were 1 month old, or 3 months old, or even 6 months, even up to 12 months. You cannot remember. So everything been erased. And so this life is what you make it. Whatever meaning you give to life, that is what it means. Because you have the power to create You have the power to destroy. You have the power to generate. You have the power to operate. You have the power to destroy. G-O-D. You have that power. And it is mind power. And to reflect that you have a central area in your anatomy, your biology, your physiology. And that center is what you refer to as your psychology, your psyche. Okay? There is the place of remembrance. So that is the place that would be activated. A place in mind, a place in consciousness, a place where you meet God face to face. And you call the place pineal, which is referring to the pineal gland. Because you would awake within you all the latent powers that was lying there dormant. Because that is what will bring you into the place of remembrance. For everything is downloaded already in your DNA. This whole world is already downloaded within you. Well, to simplify it a little bit more, all you have to do is just look at a flash drive. You can just look at this little flash drive. But unless you plug it in, you wouldn't be able to see the images. And so unless you get plugged in to your non-physical self, your alchemical self, and use the inner science of alchemy, unless you do that, you wouldn't know that your real identity is your divinity. You wouldn't remember that you have the power. You wouldn't remember that you are the resurrection and you are the life. You are the way and you are the truth. You wouldn't know that unless you come to the place of remembrance. When you come to the place of remembrance, you would know that your body is referred to as the sun. And your creative powers are abilities. You name it, whichever way you want to name it, okay? That's the Father. So out of the invisible comes the visible. And it was first a thought. It was first an idea. It was first imagined. It was first spiritual. So out of the spiritual comes the physical. So the physical is an expression of the spiritual. So I have a physical body, which is a reflection of my spiritual body, which means I have a spiritual body. So if I could go into the spiritual world and do the works that I need to see expressed in this physical three-dimensional world, I can do it if I learn to close my eyes and go within myself through visualization, calm my mind down, and practice mindful breathing daily, and do things like affirmation daily, and learn to listen to my breath and know that it is the breath of life. And it is stated in the Bible that God breathed into man the breath of life and man became a living soul. Your soul, man, is the invisible man. That's the God man. That's the dreamer. Therefore, you can dream your dream and it will become a reality in this physical three-dimensional world. Okay? So with that being said, my brother, my sisters, whatever is your desire, close your eyes and go into visualization and visualize your life whichever way you want it to be. Because you remember who you are. And you know that truly your identity is definitely your divinity. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, I want to thank you very much for listening to me. I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you listen to me and what I'm saying, if it makes sense to you, if it really resonates with you and you haven't subscribed already, I definitely want to encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share this video. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram, you like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me at BlackMadGuru. And if you like to get my books, the links are down in the description. Also, you could book a one-on-one with me. If not, you can become a part of my Patreon community and support this work. And for those who are donating $20 or more, I have a course there that's called the Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously. And it's a lot of videos concerning the inner sun science and how you must use the inner sun science in your life, because the sun parallels the human imagination and the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there's no life and there's no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. So you can become a part of my Patreon community. If you want, you can drop me an email and we can book. You can book a one-on-one with me. Okay. If you do not want to do that way, there's a link down below called Faithia. It's an app. You could book me there for a one-on-one. It's more of a religious app, but I teach spirituality there. Okay. I teach the Bible in a different way, okay, than the other teachers that are there. But you can check it out, okay? And you can book a one-on-one there with me if you feel led to do so. So, with all of that being said, my brother, my sister, I want to thank you very much for listening to me. I want to say to you, peace, love you all, out.